13,896 search volume
And
with only 200 competing products.
That's
right?
awesome. It's like Christmas for this keyword.
It is. And is this relevant?
Hey guys, welcome back to Olivier and Alima. Today I have the pleasure to receive 𝗘𝗫𝗨 from Helium10. Hi 𝗘𝗫𝗨.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you for your time. And 𝗘𝗫𝗨 is going to show us how to do listing optimization. So if this is something that you're interested in, please like, subscribe, and stick with us. So 𝗘𝗫𝗨, the floor is yours. Go ahead and share us how to do our listing optimization.
Wonderful. So I will go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so currently you should be able to see my screen, and what you are taking a look at is a standard Amazon search results page, right?
Yes.
When you go to Amazon and you type something in, this is what you see. You go down, you see a bunch of search results that are relevant to what you've typed in.
Yes.
Now, let's say that this was a product that we were interested in sourcing, right? So we've already found this product as a good product opportunity. We've taken a look at some of the existing data and kind of figured out that, all right, this is something that has potential. And from here, you would want to take a look at some of the keywords, right? And why do we take a look at keywords? One, they drive traffic, right? They get people to your page to actually make that conversion, to make that sale that you want to see. But also, it's a great way just to convert folks. So you can see what is driving people, but also what is converting people.
Yes.
And the way that we do that is by using some Helium10 tools. Now, I've already pulled up, as you saw, the Ziploc bag storage organizer. This was really popular. It was gaining a lot of speed. And currently, that's what I have pulled up. So Cerebro is one of those tools you can use by Helium10 that can show you what keywords are these ASINs already showing up for. Again, great for traffic, great for conversions. Here we have 3 different ASINs, so 3 different products that are in that niche that are showing us now all the keywords that they are showing up for. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Are you still
that makes sense.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And we can do the same thing with t-shirt, right? Because this one is not related too much by Amazon, but we can definitely do that for t-shirts and even KDP, etc.
Yes. And that is the most amazing part about this tool is it's so versatile, right? You can use it. It's multifaceted. You can use it for so many different sectors of Amazon, whether you are selling a book or you're doing t-shirts or you are doing just physical products as well. But no matter what it is, right, you would input the ASIN or the ISBN and you would be able to receive this input of keywords. Now, the great thing about Cerebro is you have a very wide range of filters. So here, if I click show more, you'll see search volume, Cerebro IQ score, which is basically just the ratio between your search volume and your competing products. We also have the position or rank, word count. So how many words is it? Sometimes you'll know that a larger or longer tail keyword, if you have 3, 4, 5 words, it has stronger buyer intent behind it, right? If I'm just typing in kitchen, it's like I'm browsing, right? It's like, what do I want to put in my kitchen?
Definitely. Like t-shirt is like a random, you're not really interested or something.
Exactly. Exactly. You're not entirely sure, but you're browsing. But then as you hit those longer tail keywords, then you'll start saying, okay, I'm specifically looking for a white marble kitchen rug, right? And that's very much somebody who's ready to buy, who's looking for something specific. So that filter could be really helpful for something like that. We also have phrases containing, title density, which is essentially how many products on that first page actually have the keyword that we're seeing here in their title. And that is an amazing way
I saw that in the past and I was like, what is that exactly? But I say, okay, maybe later.
It is an amazing way to rank. I mean, I know that Amazon has changed its terms of service over time, right? And that's always evolving. But even if you can't do rebates, you can't necessarily, maybe because of profit margins, put your product on promotion. Title density is a great thing to look at to see, can you rank quickly just by putting that keyword inside of your title? We also have relative rank and just a lot of other filters here. I won't cover all of them for the sake of time, but you can see that even if I have 2,154 filtered keywords, or even if I had more than that, right? You can easily narrow those filters to figure out which words are relevant or are the ones that you really want to keep an eye on. So here, what I'm going to do is put in a position of, a minimum of 1 and a max of 10, because the higher that we rank, the more traffic it's hitting, right? And that's usually what people buy, right? What about you? Do you ever really like go down?
No, not really. Never on page 2, honestly. Never on page 2. Page 2 only on mobile, but on desktop, never on page 2. I just look at the first 3 or 4 rows, and then that's it.
Exactly. And I'm the same way, So what I want to see is, if I were ranking in those top 10 positions, what are there keywords that I actually want to rank for? Does it have search volume? Does it have potential for me to rank and actually compete? So here, what we're taking a look at now, I'm going to click the search volume column so it sorts by it. Oh, let's do that again, because it went minimum to
from 1,000 to 19 only. This is awesome.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? And I love seeing that, right? Because some people are like, oh, is 19 enough? And remember, you don't just have to find keywords on Cerebro. We also have Magnet, which I'll talk about in just a moment, but also you have to utilize the world around you too, right? Sometimes we get creative with keywords. How would I describe this product? How would you describe this product, right?
Exactly.
And then sometimes you'll be walking around your house and you'll think, oh, my product's wooden.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that before? I should type about the ingredient. I should talk about the substance, the sturdiness. So sometimes you'll also curate your own set of keywords. And so it's nice to see 19 filtered keywords, because there are other opportunities for you to find other relevant keywords as well. And you only have a certain amount of given space in your listing anyways.
Yes.
It's not like a constant, continuous flowing set of words, right? That you can just spew at your consumer and hope they buy. So you really have to optimize that space that's given to you.
That's true.
And 19, I feel, for me is great. Now here, once you have your keywords, you'll want to go through and really make sure they are relevant. So do you know what I mean by relevant?
Yes, like for example, if I type a keyword, I really want to see the product that I'm looking for. If I type in dog t-shirt, I want to see t-shirt with dog on it. I don't want to see dinosaur or something like that.
Exactly. So just as you said, you want to see things that are highly relevant, but also have good search volume, and then also have low enough competing products, right? And here, I like what I'm seeing. I like that they are not all in the thousands of search results, right? It's good to see. And I mean, here, check this out. 13,896 search volume with only 200 competing products.
That's
right?
awesome. It's like Christmas for this keyword.
It is. And is this relevant?
Yeah.
It is. It's highly relevant, right? Like all these products are similar. They're a little bit different, which I always like seeing, because there's some product differentiation, right? Somebody who wants something more modern will look for the rectangular squares.
Or a bundle, stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So I like what I'm seeing here, but we have these 19 keywords. Now, what you do is with Cerebro, you can narrow down those filtered keywords that your competitors are ranking for, but also find keywords that you want to be ranking for, that you might want to run PPC campaigns for, and words that you will want to include in your listing. Now, up here, you will see some word frequency, and this is cool because you'll see this later on and how it's distributed once we're actually building out that listing. All right. But here you just see that the word organizer in those search results that we have is appearing 8 times. We have Ziplog appearing 4 times. And it seems that I might have clicked something because it went down to 8 filtered keywords. Not sure what happened there, but let's see if we can do view deleted keywords. Yeah, not entirely sure what happened there, but again, since we're just using this as an example, that is okay, right? That's okay. So here, let's say we like everything that we're seeing, right? Let's pretend we still have those 19 filtered keywords. We would select this little checkbox up here. And again, you guys, if you have more than 20 or you still are in the hundreds, thousands, still utilize those filters, play around with it, see, actually go through these at any point. If you're not sure what something is, you can hover over, read the actual thing, the actual keyword, and then click this little diagonal to see what that search
exactly
actually
on Amazon. Yeah.
Right.
Because we want only relevant keyword, as you said, in our listing. Yeah.
Exactly. And again, you still see the ratio between search volume and competing products. We have CPR, which is super interesting. CPR is basically how many products would you want to give away at a discount over 8 days to rank on the top half of that first page. So CPR, title density, great things to look at, search volume, competing products. And then we have the ranks of those ASINs that we originally inputted. Let's say we were interested in utilizing these keywords for our own listing once we're building it out. We would be able to click add to my list, create a list. So let's say I wanted to select 𝗘𝗫𝗏𝗗𝗘, right? We could create that and click create new folder. And then if you just create a new folder here, this is the pop-up you'll see. And then once you click save, you'll want to actually go back and actually add it to that folder. So just note that, you know, if you create a new folder on this page, you will have to go back and actually add it to that folder as well. But I currently already have a Ziploc folder created. So I'm just going to pretend we just added, or I'm going to go ahead and add it to our existing
folder
list.
No problem.
And then let's move on over to Magnet. So Magnet is kind of similar. And the reason I want to show you both is because they are slightly different. So they show you some of the same information. However, Cerebro, you would input ASINs, whereas in Magnet, you input keywords. So Magnet is kind of the idea of a magnet. You put out a magnet and—
A seed keywords for something like that. A seed keyword.
Right, you put out a keyword and you have more keywords that are shown to you. But Ziploc bag storage organizer. So you'll see autocomplete for just things that people are really frequently searching up. I'm gonna go ahead and click this and click get keywords. You can input more than one. And I'm gonna click run new search because this information is always changing. So if you load it from history, you'll see some older information. And here we have some of those same metrics here, right? So we have the Magnet IQ score, which is similar to Cerebro IQ score. It's just that range for search volume and competing products, that ratio. We have the search volume trend of how things have changed over the last 30 days. How many ASINs are sponsored for these products, CPR number, that discount over 8 days, and then that title density, as well as what kind of match type is this? Is this Amazon recommended? Is it organic? Is it sponsored? So yeah, a lot of really helpful information. And then you also have the search volume, so you can see how things are really changing in this space over the last year. And then if you want, you can change it over 30 days, 90 days, when you're all time. So you'll see, you know, if some of these keywords are maybe just seasonal things, maybe they're looking for it at a certain time of the year, you would be able to kind of indicate that using that graph. But again, same idea. You have 2,850 filtered keywords for Magnet. You can narrow it down using these advanced filters in the same way we did Cerebro. And then just go through and actually look at these keywords, you guys. Figure out if it's actually relevant and it has the search volume you're looking for, if it has the opportunity for you to compete. I mean, over 100,000 competing products, but then again, it's also like lock storage. I don't even know what that is. This is not relevant, you know.
We have a bunch of other stuff, so we're better not to use it.
Exactly, better not to use it. So just use both of these, and then you would have the same thing. You know, let's say we narrow this down to just 50 keywords, right? Or 20 keywords, you would be able to click add to my list, and same exact thing. You could add it either to the same folder you created for Cerebro or create a new folder for Magnet specifically and add it. Now, where do all of these folders go, right? Like, what's the purpose of me creating these folders? Well, when you go to the tools section, you'll see that underneath keyword research, where we had Cerebro and Magnet, we also have my list. And when you click my list, this is the page that shows up, and it's all of your keywords folders. Okay. Now, for us specifically, we were creating and adding to Ziploc bag organizer. We added everything to that one. Again, you can have multiple, but I'm going to click on this folder and see what it has saved. So here we have all of the keywords, and then we have the search volume. We have a search volume graph. So again, over 30 days, over 90 days, 1 year, and all time. And at any point, if I'm interested in checking a specific time frame, I would have to drag and drop, and it will zoom in for me. So
very interesting.
Yeah, super cool to see exact metrics during certain time frames. We also have the competing products, the date that it was added. So if you've been adding over time here, you can see, I mean, you can see my history here, right? Like I've been adding since November of 2021 and it's now April 4th, right?
Yeah.
So there's been some, I was very interested in this product just in terms of the data because it was such a simple product, right? Like you don't think of things where people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to organize my Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
But it seemed to do so well.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I've kept an eye on it.
I can see that.
Yeah, I've just kept an eye on it. It's done incredibly well. But here we have all these keywords. Let's say we want to now, we've sourced our product, right? And we've realized which keywords seem to be doing well. We know kind of what we might want to run ads on, but moreover, we also need to build our listing. So here is where all that fun stuff, that creative part really comes into play. And here we can select all of our keywords by clicking that little checkbox next to keywords. And we can either download it as a CSV, we can move it to a different folder, or we can export it, which is what I'm going to do. So when I export it, I'm going to put it into Frankenstein first. And what Frankenstein essentially is think of the monster Frankenstein, right? It was a bunch of little pieces that basically come together to create this enormous, massive, monstrous listing. And that's what we're doing here. So we take all of the original keywords, we'll remove the single words, the common words. It's not letting me click remove single words just yet because I haven't put it into the results. I'm going to click maintain phrases and then do only one word or phrase per line. And here we have basically removed all of the, like if you think about common words, the for or the and or the it, a, it removes all of the gibberish and then allows you to sort it by frequency.
Because I'm not reading the for, the and, and the common word, right?
Yes, you removed the common words using this for sure. And then you can sort it by frequency or, alphabetically or by length if you would like. I'm going to do frequency just so we have a better component. Now here you'll see that nothing happened. And why is that? Because if you remember when I was in Cerebro, I sorted by search volume.
Yes.
And so because I sorted by search volume, mine is already set by frequency. However, for you, let's say that wasn't something you filtered by, right? Maybe for you, you just did organic rank 1 to 10 and then you saved all of it. And in that case, you would want to go to Frankenstein and actually sort by frequency so you can see which words are the ones that you really want to make sure you targeted that have the high volume traffic, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So for here, I just wanted to show it to you. So if you weren't me and you didn't sort by search volume, you would know what to do. But here, you'll see that nothing has really changed except all of the common words are now gone. So instead of baggy organizer for Ziploc bag, we just have baggy organizer Ziploc bags. Now what I'm going to do is you can save it right here.
I have a question here because for us, for example, for Mesh by Amazon, we cannot use like word like gift, like t-shirt and so on. So is it possible to remove those kind of words from the list that we downloaded?
Yes, absolutely. So here you have us remove special characters and remove all words starting with. So you can actually go through and filter. And even the replace, like you can also replace words as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
awesome.
I was doing that in Excel. But if we can do that in Helium10, that's perfect.
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad to know that there's a good use case scenario for you. But yeah, you can definitely replace as well as remove specific words if that's what you're looking for in the t-shirt niche. Or any niche for that matter. Now, what I'm going to do here is you can either copy it and save it into Excel or whatever you'd like, or save it. You can also move it to Scribbles. Now, that's what I'm going to do. And Scribbles, for a lot of you, this might be something familiar because Helium10 kind of started a little bit out, with Scribbles was one of our originals. But Scribbles is getting replaced by Listing Builder, and I just want to put that out there. So today what I'm going to talk to you about is Listing Builder. I'll show you how to use it because that is what it's going to be. But I just wanted to throw this out there in case you are still using Scribbles, that you can directly import from Frankenstein into Scribbles. And there's just, as I'm going through Listing Builder, I'll tell you a little bit about what's different between Scribbles and Listing Builder so you know exactly how things have changed. But even then, you can also just copy and paste, right? Like you can click copy and then go over to Listing Builder, and I'll show you where you can input that. Now, Listing Builder, where do you find it? Listing Builder is underneath Listing Optimization, and you'll see that there's scribbles right here and Listing Builder right here, and you can see it says New and Improved Listing Optimizer. So they are doing basically the same thing with some really nice upgrades. So as I click Add a Listing here, so once you're inside of Listing Builder, right, you went to Tools and you clicked Listing Builder, this is the dashboard that you will see. And when you click Add a Listing, you have the option to create from scratch or optimize your listing. And what it means by optimize your listing is your Helium 10 account should already be connected with your Seller Central. So if you're doing physical products, right, you're not doing merch by Amazon or you're not doing Kindle, then you would be able to connect your Seller Central account by clicking this little drop down and going to connections to take you to that setup flow to connect tokens. So both interfaces can essentially communicate and automatically pull from that dashboard, from your Seller Central dashboard, or you can create from scratch, in which that's what we'll be doing. We'll click Get Started, and then you can input an ASIN if you'd like to start building your listing from that ASIN, or you can click Start Building. And then that will take you to a keyword bank. So these are all those folders we were looking at originally. And here you have 3 ways that you can add keywords to your listing builder. And that is add from your list. So any folders that you created, that Cerebro folder that we created earlier should be in here. Let's see if we can pinpoint it. And if not, it should be at the bottom. Here it is. Ziploc bag organizer. So we can click add to bank. And now you see that it says 87 out of 1,000 keywords. And that's from the 82 I originally had, plus the, not the 82 I originally had, it was like 70 something, plus the few that we added when we were on Cerebro. We also have get keyword suggestions. So get keyword suggestions is where you can input ASINs and it will give you some suggested keywords. Again, something you can utilize, but Cerebro and Magnet, you can actually filter through that data, which I find very useful. And then we have manually add keywords too. So here is where you, if you wanted, if your Frankenstein keywords were different from your bank, you'd be able to paste that right here and get a very concise, comprehensive list of search volume, relevancy, and low enough competition for you to create an amazing listing. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's click next. And this is what you will essentially see after that. So this is similar to Scribbles. If we went back to Scribbles and we had clicked apply, you would have seen that things are color coded on the left-hand paneling and it's sorted between words and phrases. Here, same thing, right? So what exactly is different? Well, if you scroll down, see if my thing will let me scroll down, you'll see a listing analysis. And that is something I'm very, very, very excited about. It's so cool. You can see how much generated search volume your listing will have based off of the information that you are inputting. So let's take a look at an example, right? Let's say that we are creating the Ziploc bag, like storage organizer product. And for this product title, I want to use the Ziploc bag organizer. Now, let me mention really quickly, I feel like this is a good time to mention it. These words are color coded for a reason.
Exactly. I was like, why those colors?
Yes. Yeah. I should probably mention that before I give you the example, right? So the words are sorted by word frequency. So the hotter the tones, the more frequently it is searched up, and the cooler the tones, it's in diminishing, basically, word frequency. So here we have, this is sorted by word frequency. This is sorted by, the phrases are sorted by search volume. All right. So the red searched for the most, the cooler tones searched for the least. But again, these are all searched for. These, again, we've curated these, right? They all have good search volume. It's not that they don't. But this is just saying that, you know, these are really your bread and butter. This is what you want to make sure that you include in your listing, and that could really generate some great traffic for you. And that's what people are searching for. Don't you want to have stuff that people are searching for?
I would like to.
Yeah. So So here, let's input some of these words and see what happens on the left-hand side. So I'm gonna just type in, bamboo Ziploc bag organizer for all your storage needs. Let's type in wooden and see what that does for us. Okay, so wooden bamboo Ziploc bag organizer for all your storage needs. And here you saw on the left-hand side, the words and the phrases started getting crossed off, right? So the bag says there's one usage, organizer's one usage, storage is one, and so forth. But here I went down the color coding list. Even in phrases, since I put all three words together, it crossed it off for me. Now, let's say I use some of these same words underneath for the bullet points. What happens then? If I say, are your Ziploc bags a mess inside of your drawers? Look no further. This is the Ziploc bag organizer of your dreams. I don't know, right? But here we used some more words. And you'll see that here it says two now, right? So it will keep track. It will keep track of how many times you've used your words and phrases. And it's essentially helping you organize how many times you're using something, which words you're using, and then does it make sense? So you don't want your products or your bullet points, especially because that's what people will be reading, to just be keyword stuffed. It has to make sense, right? And it has to evoke emotion and mean something for your consumers.
Definitely.
And that's why this is great, because now you can have a balance. You can play around with, does it make sense? So I don't think the bullet point that I just wrote out is the best thing that I could write, right? But it's just an example, and it's to showcase.
Definitely.
It's just to showcase that, look, here, let's say I looked at this and then I realized, okay, I've used up 120 out of 200 bytes. And you can change this, by the way. Just click the edit icon, and if you have, more use for your category, you have 500, you can change that. But let's say I look at this and I'm like, I'm not using enough keywords and I need to structure this differently. Then maybe I can go back and click, are your Ziploc bags a mess inside of your drawers? This is the Ziploc bag organizer. And then maybe I can add a verb instead and say, to aid your, sandwich, blah, 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 right? You get the gist, but you can really see it at a glance.
Exactly.
And figure out what you want to change and to what words you want to incorporate.
Exactly. And on the left, you can see automatically which word you didn't use yet. So you can definitely write a sentence to add them.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
And as you go down, you'll see your listing quality score change. So you'll have your generated search volume. Here we have, based off all the words inputted, a max of, a suggested max of 317,000. That is a number that will change because, again, these keywords are always changing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But you can, at just a really quick glance, tell how is your listing looking and stacking up to that potential generated search volume. That's as well as just some standard best practices, right?
To improve the score, the quality score.
Yes, exactly. Like, am I using the maximum amount of characters for my title? Am I using all my bullet points? Do I have enough characters for my A+ content or my subject matter? So all of that stuff right here, you can input and see at any point. Now, let's say subject matter, since that's backend stuff, right? If I wanted to make sure that I included some of my keywords on the back end, but I didn't want them to count necessarily in my bullet points, I can just click this ignore button. And so that means that if I had, let's go back up and see what word I'd use, Ziploc bag organizer. So this right here, I'm going to control copy and then paste it down here. You'll see that it got crossed off twice. Right? It says 2.
Twice, 2,
Now, if I click ignore, you'll see it change back to 1.
To 1. Oh, okay.
And so it will let you kind of keep track of exactly how many times you are using something.
Yes.
Now, once you've built out your listing, what's really cool is you can click finish and link listing, and it will automatically populate into your Seller Central. So again, this is for people that are specifically doing physical products or a physical book on Seller Central. This isn't quite available for the KDP platform yet, or I don't know if Merch by Amazon has a completely different platform, but you would be able to link anything for Seller Central directly, which is really efficient for time. If you have, let's say, hundreds of listings, right?
Definitely.
It's
you
so
do
much
the
more
job
difficult.
once. Yeah, you do the job once, and then it automatically link your listing with Helium10. That's perfect.
Exactly. So it really saves you a lot of time just by clicking link listing, and then you can just build it out, keep a track of your listing quality score, your generated search volume, and change things as they come. So that is really the whole of listing optimization. You can, especially if you kind of started out with your keywords, it's cool to see how things really evolve with your journey, right? You can find keywords with Cerebro, Magnet, kind of offline around in the world around you just by using your reality, and then go into tools like Frankenstein to sort them and see how they are with search volume before you make it over to Listing Builder, and really organize that information into something that's cohesive, comprehensive, relevant, and still makes sense for the consumer.
Okay, so thank you, 𝗘𝗟𝗧𝗦. Thank you for your time. And guys, if you like this video, please consider like and subscribe, as I said in the beginning. And tomorrow, 𝗘𝗟𝗧𝗦 will be with us again to show us how we can optimize, how we can do product research on Amazon KDP. Thank you, 𝗘𝗟𝗧𝗦 again.
Thank you so much for having me on. This has been a pleasure.